Hi everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. If you're tuning in, this is part 3 of a 3-part tutorial. I thought I was going to make it 4 parts because I haven't quite finished my little sewing caddy, my tool holder, but I explained it at the very end. I don't have the fiber fill, excuse me, or the fluff that I need to finish my little rolled ledge, my wedge, but I will explain that to you. You just need a little bit of fiber fill, or even just I don't know, some old nylon stockings or a hunk of batting or something to shove that in. I explain that to you. But what this tutorial is I'm finishing up my tool caddy. I'm showing you how I've attached the pocket, attached the whole assembly, and then inserted my cardboard, and how I've actually affixed the cardboard to a certain extent. And this is my finished project here. It's this one, it turned out quite large. I did have to cut my cardboard down about 1/2 inch. You may have to do that because the seams actually took it up a little bit. But this is mine. It's quite substantial, as I keep saying. And I have my container of my sewing, my safety pins in here, and also a larger pin cushion that I keep in here. So I can consolidate quite a few things to have this. Again, I do explain that if you wanted to have made it a little bit narrower, you could have cut that 3rd piece of cardboard. And as I'm explaining it in the tutorial, I show you where you would have done that if you wanted it a little bit more upright and not quite as wide as this. This is the part I'm talking about here. When we roll our fabric over after we insert our cardboard, you have this bit left over here. And this is where at the open end, I would have inserted the fiber fill and then closed it up and then just stitched it right down here. I show you that. I haven't done that, but I'm not going to do another tutorial. I think this is pretty much the end of it. As you can see, I have quite a lot of tools in here. It's actually big enough to hold a book, a quilting book, my larger rulers because it is tall. Again, you can make this whatever size you would wish. Without the pockets, it could be an iPad holder. Obviously, you don't have to have all the different fabrics. You just do it in one fabric. I was just, somebody had just said it was funny when Maxwell in part 1 chose my fabric. He pulled out this pink cherry blossoms fabric, and my original one was done in blue with the cherry blossom. I think I got that at Joann Fabrics ages ago. So this is it. It's fully interfaced, and it's lovely and stiff with this cardboard. Somebody did ask about a foam board. I got my last comments. Foam board is stiff, but it's not quite as stiff. Again, it's all depending on how many tools, notions, or whatever that you're going to be putting in your holder that would determine the strength of your card that you need. This could be, without the pockets, as I said, an iPad holder with a little wedge here. If you made it smaller, a phone holder, even a little bit larger, you could be sort of a laptop holder. It's whatever it is. And whatever you choose to put in it. As I said, I have some taller rulers here, quite a few. This is holding quite a few of my notions that I've consolidated. And yeah, so this is the 3rd part, how I finish it up and how I put my cardboard in it. Again, just be aware you may have to cut your cardboard slightly down because I did a fairly substantial seam along, I think I did 1/2 inch. So it's just a little bit smaller to insert my cardboard. And then I explain how, when you go over to your machine, you're going to be stitching on your machine with the cardboard inside the sleeve, but I show you how to do that, and on any regular machine you can do it. So yeah, I do hope you've enjoyed this. I've got lots and lots of comments, positive comments for this little project, this tutorial. I have almost all of my sojo back. It's been a rough few years, and we're just getting settled in our lovely home, and we haven't had any disasters yet this week. So that's awesome, and I'm enjoying this. So yeah, I do hope you follow along. Again, there's my playlist for my portable, foldable, for storage tool caddy, sewing caddy. Thanks again, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Love from the True Loves. Bye-bye. Part 3 of my little tool caddy here. I have my pocket assembly, which I've made, which I have reinforced big time, absolutely big time. The back pocket is big enough, actually, this size to hold either like a quilting book or a magazine or patterns, and all of my pockets here, which have been reinforced. Hopefully you've done that. And I have my 2 long pieces, which were the 12 inches by the width of my fabric, which is about 44 inches. However large you're going to be making your caddy, you may not need the 44 inches. And I'm going to show you why, because before I start putting this together, the actual concept of it, and if you've gotten to this point and you're going these dimensions, it may or may not be too big. If you're going to make another one, you want to make it smaller, and I'll show you how to do that with our cardboard. Now, what we're going to be doing is I have interfaced really well my 2 pieces. It's really become one with the fabric. I always say that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting it in front of me here. Our pocket assembly with the fold up here and the raw edges down here, quite a few layers, is going to go. I have a bit of a selvage here. That's fine, but I'm going to just pin that just for now in the seams here, just the side seams, just to show you how this is going to be constructed, so you get an idea if you want to change up the sizes of your holder. Okay, now what we're going to be doing is we are putting our pocket assembly onto the top, the pretty side of one piece of fabric. Okay, when we go to finish it, we will be taking the other pattern, the other side, the pretty side, and we're going to be putting it pretty side to pretty side and sewing. But how I'm going to be inserting the cardboard to show you how this works is I have my 3 pieces of cardboard. I'm just going to put my cardboard here, so put that down, not quite to the bottom, and then I'm going to lift that up, okay, like that. In the viewfinder, let me just see here. So I'm going to lift that up. Then my other piece of cardboard is going to go like this. Okay, you got that? This is when the cardboard is. Let me just see. Yeah, this is when the cardboard is inserted into this sleeve. And then the third piece of cardboard is going to go here. Let me see if I can do this. Let me just see if I can do this. Hold on. I do this and this, and then this one like that. And again, this is just to show you the idea of it, how you can maybe change it up. So I have our 1, 2, 3, like a little tent of cardboards. Okay, our front, our back, like so. You got that? And then I'm going to be making the sleeve to put our cardboard in. Now this piece here, this is where, on my prototype, as you can see here, this is where this little ledge comes in. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be folding this up, like so, and inserting some, either some batting or some fiber fill or something, just to make that as a stop, okay? Now, if this is a larger one, obviously it's going to be the size of the cardboard, which is an 11 inches. Now I've done it this way because I like having my pins. I have a bunch of pins here, and I have a pin cushion here. I'll just show you how this is could work for my own needs here. I have my safety pins in this thing. That goes right in there. That goes right in there. And my tall pin cushion goes right in there also. So everything that I would probably need can fit in here. Also, as I was saying, this, even with the seams, even when it's sewn, will hold patterns, will hold actual books, if you can see that. Will hold not 12.5-inch rulers, which would be very big, but it would hold all different size rulers here. As you can see, my taller rulers. To be taller, you would make this third piece of card here smaller, okay? You might want to do it like that. And even if you've started out the dimensions here, if you don't want it square as such, which I'm okay with, it's going to be on the side of my sewing table, and I like my things in here tucked in. But if you wanted it like that, all you would do even at this point is you could have the size here, but it would only be maybe 5 or 6 inches that you would cut this bottom piece of cardboard. You could do that now if you wanted. Cut the cardboard, and then, okay, this is a little bit, this piece of fabric here is a little bit too long, but you would have this cardboard gone, and just slice this off to make our little roll over here, if you understand that. So even at this point, if you're not wanting it as wide, as square, a triangle as it is there, you can cut this cardboard like that. And again, the sturdiness of your holder and the angle, you don't want it to be back heavy like that. If you make it too much, you want it to be, I would say, just half of that if you wanted it like that. So that's just them. If at this point you're figuring it out, it's a little bit too big. Mine's going to be the whole thing because I like that. I'm going to put tons of stuff in here that I can hide and tidy up. And yeah, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach my pocket assembly. I'll put my cardboards away, but you get the idea how I'm going to attach my pocket assembly. So now again, I'm at my sewing machine, and the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be attaching my pockets in the seam really quite a lot. I'm going to go over this again because there will be strain on this side seam here. So I'm going to go over there, I'm going to go down one side, and I'm going to go through the bottom. It's quite a few layers, so just take it steady. Maybe you want to have a heavier needle because it's quite a few layers of interfacing and fabric. And then I'm going to come back up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this several times. So I've stitched my pocket assembly on, and what I've done is on the opposite side of the long edge, I have put the pretty side to my pretty side of my two interfaced pieces, and I'm going to keep this edge open. The pocket is at the other end because I've cut these pretty square, pretty rectangular. I'm just going to go along. Now I'm using probably a little bit more than, just probably about a 1/2 inch seam. So my cardboard fits nice and snug. I've pinned these edges together. Oops, going a little bit wonky. I'm just gonna do that one more time. So what I have done here is I have turned my holder inside out, okay? Now I did not, if you can see here, I did not clip the bottom corners of my holder. All right, there's quite a lot of bulk there, but because I have reinforced and reinforced and reinforced, I know that I can come in with a pair of scissors and poke out that corner as best I can. I don't mind that because, again, as you can see, I'm poking it out. There's a lot of fabric here. There's a lot of stabilizer, but again, there may be sharp points. And because I have made it, I'm poking inside with my scissors here. Because I have made it so very sturdy, I know that the bottom here is not going to, anything's going to poke through or anything like that. So I'm absolutely okay with that. I'll come in here and I'll just push them out as best I can. Now, by all means, if you want, you can cut those bulky seams, bulky corners off. I'm just going to come in, and what I am going to do right now is I'm going to roll my side seams, which are pretty much perfect, but I'm going to roll them out to the furthest point to insert our cardboard into this sleeve here. Okay, so I'm back to my table, and I can actually see that even though my cardboard, if you can see that, looks like it fits, because of its width, because of its bulk here, I have to trim off a little bit of my cardboard pieces here. Okay, so I'm just going to take just a little bit off of the side so it can slot in. Now I've cut my cardboard down, and it is a little bit narrower, and I know now that I can just slot it in, and I want to keep my seams right on the edges. Once I get it started, I want to keep my seams right on the edges and just work its way down, as you can see there, right down to the end here. This is my first piece of cardboard. Okay, there's my first bit of card. Now, my cardboard is right there. Okay, it's right there. Right there. Now, what I'm going to do is, believe it or not, I'm going to go over to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to stitch with this in the bed and this out of the outside of the machine. I'm just going to make sure that that cardboard is pushed down there really nice and tight, and I'm going to just stitch about 1/4 inch away from that cardboard. So what I've done is I've made sure that this cardboard is side to side on my seams here. My seams are nice and flat, and I can feel the ledge of my cardboard, and I've sort of rolled this into the throat there, and about 1/4 inch away, I can just feel my way. Just make a back stitch, and then sort of with my presser foot riding alongside the cardboard, I'm just going to sew a stitch. Just go slowly. Pushing that down to make that nice and taut down there. It's not obviously touching the cardboard. It's just about 1/4 inch above it. Maybe 1/8 inch. I'm trying to get as close as I can without obviously stitching the cardboard. I'm going to come to the end and back stitch. And actually what I'm going to do is, I've noticed that I did it on my other one. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a 1/4 inch stitch, or 1/8 inch stitch away from that stitching there, just to make it more decorative. This is at the top of this pocket assembly here. This is what you see. This is just securing my cardboard in. Obviously, this is not washable. It's probably just wipeable. It's not. Again, I can feel the edge of my cardboard right there. You can even crease your fabric so you know you're not stitching over cardboard. Do the exact same thing with my last piece of card. There we go. So now what we have here is my one bit of card. Let's put this up here. One, two, and then this gets flipped under like that. And then where that stitching is, right there, okay? Now, what we are going to be doing, and I'm going to be showing that in the next video because I don't quite have the fiber fill. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think, I'm going to stuff this with some fiber fill and then stitch it along, stitch it here, and then just with it all puffy, I think I would have to sort of hand catch that onto that piece right there. I could, no, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to stuff this and then hand roll it when it's all stuffed like that. Maybe I won't even do a fourth video because you can figure that out. So I don't have my fiber fill right here. I don't know where it is. But so here is my rolled edge right there. I sort of am turning it under when it has the stuffing in it, and then move that over and then just sort of catch it right along here, right along that seam that we've stitched there. Very, very nice. Very, very super nice. I love it. Love it, love it. Like I said, it's a little bit bigger than the other one, but boy, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of things, lots of rulers here. Thank you very much, folks, for following along this tutorial. I do hope you've loved it and enjoyed making it again. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.